am Dr. Harshika Pareek. I'm a psychotherapist and founder of Counselor's Chair. So today we are here to talk about the roadmap of relationship with two of very beautiful people who are in a relationship and are married for, I guess, 4 years now.
1 year.
1 year.
Been together for more than 4
More
years.
than
Yeah,
4 years.
so I was compiling that,
Yes.
but yes, so we have with us Krupa and Akhil. So I welcome you to this
Hi.
podcast.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so as I was talking about that, so you have been together for many years and then you got married, and it's been a year since you married. So tell me something about how it was. How was the journey for both of you?
Go first.
As always.
Yeah, as always.
Yeah, it was a very organic thing that happened. Like when we started dating, we never thought that we are going to get married one day, and we just started casually talking, and then we were always in a long distance, so there was no scope of meeting every day and getting to know each other. So then it just happened, and then one fine day our families were looking for somebody, and we just said, no, we have found our person. So it happened very organically and not something that we kept on thinking about.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no preconceived notion that no, we are into a relationship or we are talking to each other for the sake of getting married. And that's when I think we knew that, okay, we know each other well. We have been together for more than 3 years. So
Okay.
that's what kept us going. I think not having any pressure, any kind of pressure of getting married, or my family or her family is looking for a bride or a groom probably. So that I think kept us going, and
Okay. Wonderful.
yeah, that
Plus the
kept us
filters
going.
were also minus. When you
Yeah,
talk to some, like now that I see people who are actually talking to people for the sake of getting married wala thing, to find a potential partner, there are a lot of filters. Ki this. But when this happened with us, there were no
happened very
filters, very
naturally.
naturally. Ki हाँ ठीक है, and then eventually we got used to each other. कि मतलब ठीक है, रहना तो इसी के साथ है वाला thing. Now I don't have that energy to use it
That's a
somewhere
wonderful
else.
thing. So you have to
Yeah.
tell me this, because you met, then you became friends, and then eventually you decided that you want to get married. So what are those pointers? Because I get a lot of clients and probably people who are in marriage age. So they, and especially people who go through arranged marriage thing. So they are always like, what should we look for? So what were the things that you looked for in Akhil, and then Akhil, you looked in Krupa, and you felt that okay, this can go on for like lifelong as a marriage commitment? So, yeah, please.
so I think for people looking to get married in an arranged situation, uh, as she said very clearly, that there are a lot of filters which people put, like फैमिली के साथ रहना नहीं चाहिए, अब्रॉड शिफ्ट हो तो लाइक इफ ही इज लिविंग अब्रॉड इट्स मच बेटर बिकॉज वहाँ की लाइफ स्टाइल इज वेरी डिफरेंट, एंड आई थिंक these kind of filters kind of is challenging to find a partner or find somebody, because see, I think in my opinion nobody's perfect. What you have to do is you have to accept that partner or that person as he is or as she is, in the form they are, because flaws hamesha honge, there are always going to be flaws in people. So acceptance in those kind of flaws, in those flaws, and then considering them or choosing them as a partner, it's more sensible.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, Krupa, so how was it for you?
Basically, when I met him, I was just going through a very bad mental state, and lately, the people I had met at that time didn't ever understand what I'm going through, and it just kept adding on things on my plate already. And then when I met him, and I guess the first second day only, I told him, listen. So there was a 4-page long note that I sent this. I'm this person. I'm going through this. I'm not an easy person to be with, so you can just bail out on me. And then he took it very normally, as if it's just a flu. So I was like, acha. It wasn't a very big thing as I was thinking it would be. And that kind of, it was because the first time somebody had acknowledged it कि ठीक है, मतलब it's fine, it's not really big an issue. So that kind of made me feel really confident कि ठीक है, मतलब wow, so this person understands the major aspect of my life right now without judging me.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we just started talking, and he started making me feel really special with attention, time, gifts, and everything just happened. And it
Mm.
was a very butterflies in the stomach feeling for 3 long years. So I was like, Acha, 3 long years is a very long time for the butterflies to stay alive.
Oh my God, wonderful,
So
wonderful.
it just happened.
So what I understand from this, that there were some things you were struggling with when you met Akhil,
Yes.
and the kind of support he provided, he acknowledged the problem, he made it sound like that we can work it out together,
Yes.
and that somehow clicked with you, that
Right.
somehow even helped you, as you had
Yes.
mentioned.
Yes.
So that was wonderful. So Akhil, I have normally seen that people, when they share that they are struggling with some kind of mental health issue
Hmm.
or kind of a psychological problem, I would say,
Hmm.
people always have this in mind कि अच्छा ये तो मतलब कुछ तो पागलपन होगा या
हाँ.
कुछ तो बड़ा प्रॉब्लम होगा, पता
Hmm.
नहीं मैरिज चलेगा नहीं चलेगा, and they become little scared to get
Hmm.
into relationship with people,
Correct.
और दे स्टार्ट जजिंग
Hmm.
देम ऑन दैट एस्पेक्ट कि वो जो भी एक्शन ले रहे हैं या जो भी कर रहे हैं, it is coming out of that
हाँ,
only.
because they're mentally ill.
Yes, yes,
हाँ.
because it's a very big thing, huge
Yes.
thing abhi bhi, matlab we are
Yes.
trying to work through
हाँ.
this advocacy and everything, but I think it's still there, especially in terms of marriage. So how did you take it, and why it was so okay and normal for you to, like, as it was?
Uh, See, I think that factor, which like the normalcy thing, came mostly because I have been like major part of my life I have lived in Mumbai,
Hmm.
and you kind of meet all sorts of people over there, all sorts of like people come from all walks of life.
Hmm.
Uh, some have physical issues, some people are going through stress, some people are, you know, every we meet every kind of person. So I think that gave me a little you know, a broadened view
Hmm.
or a broadened idea. Okay, people, like, no, like people can be like this,
Hmm.
and what I need to do is I need to find a friend. Like, I have other friends also, which you know, they have other kind of problems as well in my
Hmm.
family also.
Hmm.
When I look at my maternal side, my mother's side, so I think उनकी family में भी काफी लोग हैं which like who are going through this problem.
Hmm.
So I think a lot of factors involved while, you know, while not judging anybody
Hmm.
if they are mentally you
Hmm.
know you know, not,
Struggling with
yeah,
something.
is struggling with something.
Wonderful. So, what I know about you guys is that you are a banker
Yeah.
and you are working in designing, but you're not a designer.
Yes.
The field of
Yes.
designing. And what was the word that you said?
Studio Genie.
Studio Genie.
Yes.
Wow, wonderful.
That's
So,
what I've been
so you
told.
both are working, I
Yes.
guess. So after marriage, as you proceeded towards marriage, so after marriage, did you feel work-life balance was okay or difficult, or how it was with the family? How did you balance these things? Because as a married woman and plus a person who is working,
Working.
so was it easy? Were there any challenges?
It wasn't easy.
Hmm.
It wasn't a cakewalk kind of thing. So I didn't start working immediately after my marriage. I was working for 2 years before we got married. Then I took a break because I really, since it's a love marriage and our cultures are different, so my primary focus was that I want to get in the family, allow everybody to know me, who I am, and I also get to know them and make that space for me. And then, so work was not a priority then. So 6 months I stayed at home, and it was going really good because there were so many things that keep on happening. Some or the other occasion, festival, rituals. So it was more like everybody was getting to know each other. And then it was him who got me a job because he saw that I was getting into that homemaker
I
situation.
didn't get you a job. I just
Yeah, you know, you kind of pushed me too
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
for
Okay.
it. And I was not even ready to take up a job because I was like, no, this is fine. And then he was observing everything. He's like, this is what you are turning into, and not that it's bad, but right now you have a potential that you can use it and manage both things rather than just staying at home and then regretting maybe few years later that I could have done something with my life. So that way he really motivated me, and then I got up a job. So work life balance is not easy, but now that we both are working, we both understand कि ठीक है, मतलब we had a tiring day, but then when we come home, it's that moment, the first hug that we give each other, despite whatever the fights or arguments or situations. Ki, ठीक है, मतलब you just feel happy that you see your partner after
Right.
a long day at work.
Yes, yes.
And sometimes we manage to do something after office, sometimes we don't, we just scroll through our mobiles and then sleep. But then that's just how it happens.
Yeah, so see, I liked it how Akhil pointed out that I didn't get you a job or
So
everything.
she was ready to get work from home kind of setting.
Hmm.
I was like, no, you're not getting that. Okay,
Hmm.
just go out, because she has that kind of potential. And why would anybody want to, go through that? Like, why do you want to waste your talent? If you have something, go utilize it for yourself.
Hmm.
And ठीक है, like I know the house chores can be never ending.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
it can be never ending.
Hmm.
You can keep adding to a lot of work,
Hmm.
but majorly I think mornings and evenings
Hmm.
में majorly काम होता है,
Hmm.
and during the entire day you actually don't have anything to do.
Yeah, I used to be
Yeah.
really villa and free that 10 to 6 I'm actually doing nothing. Basic एक दो चीज which is not even very important कि नहीं किया तो
Yeah, that
something
can be
like
completed on the
हाँ
weekend.
कि वो बाद में भी कर सकते हैं. And otherwise I used to sleep for 4 hours in the afternoon. So now then he was like this is, and I was having fun because oh wow, this is also a life where you just eat, relax, घर का काम, but still you get a afternoon nap. So I was really liking it, but then now I understand why he used to push me, and I'm glad he did.
So I understand from this is because technically when I talk to couples and especially females come to me after marriage and everything, and they talk about that sense of losing identity.
Yes.
Like what I say to them and what I talk about कि when you get married, तो आप कुछ roles में फंस जाते हो. You become a wife, you become a daughter-in-law, you become this, you become that, you take care of people and everything. And in playing all those roles, you forget that role you need to play for yourself.
Exactly.
Like I have a self, I have an identity.
Right.
Now in starting you keep on doing that because it's new, you get into it and you're not realizing you're losing something also.
Correct.
Together it's not bad to take care of everything, but then the balance.
Balance.
Because if you're not balancing that self, that identity, you feel like after some years, okay, I've lost something and I don't know what I have lost, and I feel very alienated in this relationship. Because if the husband is not paying attention, being the partner, the other
Yes.
people are okay with it, it's
Yeah,
okay, it's going on. So later on you realize, okay, something is missing.
Yes.
And then you're not able to pinpoint कि अच्छा क्या हुआ.
Yes.
And then you start blaming each other कि see मैं घर संभालने के चक्कर में ना I forgot to do these things, or I
Right.
got away from this.
Yes.
I could have done more, I wanted to do more. And that's what I have seen people, clients who come to me who are like in their 40s or 50s, especially female clients, they talk about this. And now making their husband understand what did they do wrong in that situation, I think this clears that up.
Yeah.
Yes,
That
because
with
it's very difficult to make them understand this, because it was like matlab, this was your duty, this was your responsibility, everyday
and
thing
you
that you
chose
do.
it, and you
Yes.
Yeah,
chose
you
it,
chose
nobody
it.
forced you, like nobody
Yes.
forced you, okay, you leave the job, and you
Yes.
you chose it, and now whom you're blaming, why are you
Exactly.
blaming others?
I know.
And I think it falls into that area, but that's the part of the partner, I believe, in the marriage. Because then I talk about commitment, trust, and one thing is the growth. That are you able to see growth with your partner?
Correct.
And is your partner playing any role in growth of yours, and are you playing the role in the growth of your partner? And I think this clears up that how you see it happening.
Yes.
So in any area, Akhil, you felt that Krupa was a big support to you?
I think Krupa has been a great support for me since the time we have met, because what I feel is, uh, in an arranged marriage, okay, uh, if a partner is not there for you to tell that, okay, this is what you're doing wrong, this is what you're doing, this is actually what you should do. In love marriage, I think my uh, beneficial thing was that she has always guided me through my, like, she has been with through my lows, through my highs, and she has always guided me. Okay, if something is wrong, she has bluntly told me, okay, Akhil, this is wrong, you should actually take the other way. Or if there is no way out, she can also, you know, tell me, okay, this is actually not the right way. You should probably do something else.
Hmm.
It includes my professional life.
Hmm.
It also includes my personal life. Every probably every you
Hmm.
know
area.
aspect of my
So I
life.
have one question over here,
Mm,
because normally what I see in, I'm not saying it as a discrimination or a bias, but normally what I see in my married couples is that sometimes when females or any other partner tries to just share their opinion about the other person's profession or
Yes.
work or anything,
mm,
they take it as like, they block it out.
mm,
Ki na, don't tell me what to do, I know what to do, I'm very much, I have a clear idea of what I'm doing, and maybe it seems like more of a criticism,
mm,
or like the other partner is trying to put them down or
mm.
make them feel inferior.
Yes.
So why it did not happen for you?
See, it did not happen because she is very clear. I'll tell you a very good example of this.
Hmm.
Uh, I know driving,
Hmm.
okay, and she does not. She's trying to learn driving,
Hmm.
and whenever I'm driving, there is, you know, somebody cutting, and because Jaipur mein, that's how people drive. So
Jaipurites को बोलना पड़ेगा. Don't take
No
an offense.
offense,
no
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 offense,
offense,
offense
no
please.
here.
offense, but
हाँ.
everybody keeps crossing the red signals, and if you compare it to Bombay
Hmm.
traffic, it's very organized. Bombay ka traffic is very organized.
Okay.
Uh, if there is a lane, the person has to follow the lane no matter what.
Hmm.
यहाँ पे it's not like that.
Hmm.
So if somebody is cutting through an illegal, like if it's crossing the signal or doing something, it's a natural human instinct of a driver to, you know,
Hmm.
cuss or whatever. I
Hmm.
mean, drive fast
Get
or
just furious.
yeah, get
Ah,
very furious.
yeah, people do
So
that.
and even if I'm driving at a little fast speed, so she is actually very calm, and
Hmm.
she just tells me one thing, that you know driving,
Hmm.
okay. If I knew driving, if I was in that scene,
Hmm.
I would tell you, okay, Akhil, don't do this, don't do
Hmm.
that. So that I think sums up our relationship, that I think
Hmm.
जो काम मेरे को करना आता है वो उसमें मेरे को नहीं बोलती है, क्योंकि he
Hmm.
is like I am
Hmm.
doing something, I know that
Hmm.
thing and how it is to be done.
Hmm.
But if there is a thing she thinks, ये चीज़ नहीं करनी चाहिए थी,
Hmm.
I take it as a compliment
Hmm.
and I try to
Hmm.
improvise on myself.
So it's more like a constructive suggestion
Criticism,
that what
yeah,
you,
Criticism
yeah,
or
yeah,
constructive
criticism,
feedback kind
feedback.
of.
Yeah,
yeah,
let's not
Yes.
call it criticism, let's
yeah,
call
Huh.
it feedback.
yeah,
Feedback.
And I think partners are supposed to do that. Like,
yeah.
Exactly.
you need to take it like
That's
what
how
your
you
partner,
grow, yeah.
yeah, that's how you grow.
Right.
That's how you understand what potentials you
Yes.
have
Mm,
and what are the areas you can improve in.
mm,
And you need not to block it, but you need to pass it on in a
Yes.
very, very comfortable conversation,
mm,
communication, and
Yes.
everything. So I guess that's the wonderful and a most beautiful part of your relationship, I guess. And I'm really glad that,
thank
because
you.
I wanted to get these things out, and I think you were the best choice for this.
Thank